If you've ever looked in the mirror and wondered, what happened to me? You're not alone. When your blood doesn't flow like it used to, everything changes. Your energy fades, your strength slips, and intimacy that often becomes a quiet memory locked away. But here's the shocker. A common household powder, baking soda, when taken the right way, may help unclog your veins, support healthy blood flow, and reignite the vitality you thought was gone for good. I'm Dr. James. I've spent over 30 years helping men reclaim their health, their energy, and their confidence after 60 naturally, safely, and without risky medications. And what I'm about to share may challenge what you think you know about aging. Because here's the paradox. The very thing we use to calm our stomachs may also support better circulation. And with it, a stronger, more connected version of yourself. In just a few moments, I'll reveal exactly how to take baking soda step by step to support your body from the inside out. This simple shift could help you feel more alive, more present, and more like yourself again. So, stay with me. You'll want to hear this. Before we continue, if you haven't already, I invite you to subscribe and tap the bell. That way, you won't miss any future tips designed specifically to help you feel stronger, healthier, and more confident at any age. And if this message speaks to you, just type 1 in the comments. If not, type 0. I read every response, and I'm here to improve for you. Now, to understand why this simple habit can be so powerful, we need to look at what's really happening inside the body after 60. Because the truth is, most men don't lose intimacy or energy because of age alone. They lose it because circulation quietly slows down year after year. And once you understand why that happens, you'll see exactly why baking soda might be the missing piece. 1. Why circulation slows down after 60 and why it affects everything. I still remember the first time a patient looked me in the eye and said, "Doc, I don't feel like a man anymore." He wasn't talking about strength or muscles. He was talking about connection, about the simple joy of waking up with energy, feeling alive, feeling needed. And the truth is, his story wasn't unique. As men age, something shifts inside. It's not always dramatic. It starts subtly. Maybe you feel tired after a short walk. Maybe your hands and feet are colder than they used to be. Maybe intimacy just feels distant, and slowly what was once effortless becomes a struggle. But it's not weakness, it's biology. After 60, your body begins to produce far less nitric oxide, a natural compound that helps relax and expand your blood vessels. Without enough of it, blood has a harder time moving through your arteries. The result: sluggish circulation, less oxygen to your brain, your muscles, and yes, the parts of you that help you feel like yourself in the bedroom. It's not in your head, it's in your blood. Poor circulation doesn't just affect performance. It changes how you think, how you sleep, even how you feel about yourself. Over time, low blood flow leads to inflammation, fatigue, brain fog, and a fading sense of connection. It's no wonder so many men feel like a part of them is slipping away. But here's what I tell every man who walks into my office. Just because something has slowed down doesn't mean it can't come back. Blood flow can be supported. Your body can be helped gently, naturally, and without another prescription bottle on your nightstand. Now, what if I told you there's something sitting in your kitchen cabinet right now? Something cheap, safe, and surprisingly powerful that may help restore blood flow and energy in ways most doctors never talk about. The answer might surprise you. Let's talk about baking soda, but not just any use. A specific way that makes all the difference. If you're still here and this message is resonating with you, just type the number 1 in the comments to let me know you're listening. It means a lot to know this is reaching the right people. Now, let's keep going. There's more I want to share with you. 2. What baking soda actually does inside your body. When I first came across the research on baking soda and circulation, I'll admit I raised an eyebrow. I'd always thought of it as something you toss into your fridge to absorb odors, or maybe mix into a glass to settle a sour stomach. But the more I looked into it, the more I began to realize this humble white powder had far more potential than anyone was giving it credit for. You see, as we get older, the body's ability to regulate pH, the balance between acidity and alkalinity begins to weaken. Over time, your system may lean toward being more acidic, especially if you're eating processed foods, not drinking enough water, or living under chronic stress. That acidic environment creates inflammation, tightens blood vessels, and makes it harder for blood to flow freely. And when blood flow slows, energy drops, clarity fades, and intimacy becomes strained. Here's where baking soda becomes surprisingly valuable. When taken properly, in the right dose, and at the right time, baking soda acts as a natural alkalizer. It helps bring your body back into balance. And when that balance is restored, something remarkable happens. Blood vessels start to relax. Nitric oxide production improves. Inflammation eases. Your blood bones, once thick and sluggish, begins to move more freely again. That improved circulation doesn't just affect your heart. It touches every part of you. Men I've worked with often report feeling more awake, more grounded, and yes, more connected to their partner. Again, it's not magic, it's simple physiology. You're giving your body the environment it needs to do what it was designed to do. But here's the key. It only works if you use it the right way. I've seen too many people go overboard thinking more is better and end up with discomfort or setbacks. The power of baking soda is in the precision. A small change done correctly can create a ripple effect throughout your entire system. So, how exactly should you take it? What's the safe, effective method that men over 60 are using with real results? Let me walk you through it step by step. 3. The right way to use baking soda for circulation and vitality. Let me tell you something I've learned after decades of practicing medicine. The smallest things done consistently and correctly often create the biggest changes. And when it comes to baking soda, how you use it matters just as much as whether you use it at all. A few years ago, I had a patient named Robert, 68, retired engineer, sharp mind, kind eyes, but frustrated. "Doc," he said, "I'm doing everything I'm supposed to, walking, eating better, sleeping, but I still feel off, heavy, sluggish." When we adjusted just one thing, how and when he took a small dose of baking soda, everything started to change. So, let me walk you through exactly what I shared with him. First, the dose must be small. A 4 teaspoon of pure food-grade baking soda stirred into an 8 oz glass of room temperature water. That's it. And it's important to drink it first thing in the morning, before breakfast, before coffee, when your body is naturally more acidic after a night of fasting. That's when the alkalizing effect is most powerful. You're not just drinking something, you're resetting your internal chemistry. I also recommend doing this only 3 to 4 times per week, never every day. The goal isn't to flood your body with sodium or force anything. The goal is to gently support your blood, your vessels, and your energy system over time. Think of it as tuning the engine rather than revving it. And if you want to enhance the effect, you can add a squeeze of lemon or a pinch of natural salt. But even on its own, the results can be noticeable. Robert called me about 2 weeks later. "It's like someone turned the lights back on," he said. "More energy, clearer thinking, and yes, intimacy felt possible again." But baking soda is just one piece of the puzzle, because once circulation starts improving, something even more powerful begins to return. Something many men fear they've lost forever. Let's talk about that next. If you're still with me and finding this valuable, go ahead and type the number 1 in the comments just so I know you're here and this is speaking to you. Now, let's keep moving forward with point number 4. 4. What men are experiencing. One of the most rewarding parts of my work is hearing back from men who thought their best days were behind them until they realized they had more life left in them than they imagined. And I'm not talking about miracles or overnight transformations. I'm talking about real men like you and me who made a small change and finally started feeling like themselves again. I remember one man in particular, Charles, 71, former high school coach. Strong handshake, but you could see the tiredness in his eyes. "It's not just about sex, Doc," he told me. "It's about feeling like I'm still me, still someone my wife looks at the way she used to." That stayed with me. A few weeks into the baking soda routine, he called me just to say thank you. He said he wasn't running marathons or anything, But something was different. His mornings were clearer. His energy returned faster after walks, and his connection with his wife felt warm again. Not rushed, not pressured, just present. It's like my body's listening to me again, he said. And he's not the only one. Over the years, I've heard stories from men in their 60s, xiaxians, even 80s. Some say they feel sharper during the day. Others mention fewer nighttime bathroom trips. Many talk about a quiet confidence coming back into their relationships, and nearly all of them say the same thing. I wish I'd known this sooner. What they're feeling isn't just physical, it's emotional. When circulation improves, it touches every corner of your life. You feel stronger. You show up more fully. And that spark, that sense of being alive, it starts to return. But as powerful as these stories are, there's something else you need to know. Because if you're not careful, it's easy to get this wrong. And if you do, you might undo the very progress you've worked so hard to make. So, let's talk about what not to do and the biggest mistakes to avoid. 5 common mistakes to avoid. Over the years, I've seen just how powerful simple habits can be when used correctly. But I've also seen how easy it is to derail progress, sometimes with the best of intentions. And that's why this part is so important. Because while baking soda can be incredibly effective, there are a few key mistakes that can hold you back, or worse, do harm. The first is thinking more is better. I've had men come back to me saying, "Doc, if a 4 teaspoon helped, maybe a full teaspoon will work even faster." That's not how the body works. Too much baking soda can overwhelm your system with sodium, irritate your stomach, and actually increase blood pressure. This isn't about forcing change. It's about supporting your body's natural rhythm. Less really is more. The second mistake is taking it every single day without breaks. Your body needs rest cycles, even from good things. Using baking soda 3 or 4 times a week gives your system time to adjust and respond. Pushing it daily can backfire. You're building long-term support here, not chasing quick fixes. Another common issue is using low-quality baking soda, products with added fillers or aluminum. Always choose a clean food-grade version. And don't skip the water. I've had a few brave souls try to take it dry, and let's just say it didn't go well. And lastly, skipping the conversation with your doctor, especially if you have high blood pressure, kidney issues, or are on a restricted sodium diet. Even natural remedies deserve the same respect as any medication. Your health history matters, and your safety comes first. I share all this not to scare you, but to empower you, because when you avoid these missteps, you give your body the best chance to respond fully. You allow real change to take root. Now, you might be wondering, how do I put all of this into practice? What's the first step? And how do I know if it's really working for me? Let's walk through exactly what to do next and how to start this journey with confidence. 6. What to do next? If you've made it this far, it tells me something important. You're ready. Not just curious, not just interested, but truly ready to do something for yourself. And the good news is, you don't need to overhaul your life to feel the difference. You just need to start with one small, consistent action. Here's what I recommend. Tomorrow morning, before breakfast, before the noise of the day begins, mix a 4 teaspoon of food-grade baking soda into a glass of room temperature water. Stir it gently. Take a deep breath and drink it slowly. Not rushed, not distracted, just you. Taking the first step toward better circulation, clearer energy, and deeper connection. Try this 3 or 4 times a week, not every day, and pay attention to how your body responds. Don't expect fireworks. This isn't a magic trick, but after a few days, you may notice you're waking up with a little more clarity, walking with a little more ease, feeling more grounded in your conversations, your thoughts, your relationships. It's not just about performance. It's about presence, about feeling like the best version of yourself again and being able to offer that version to the people you love. And don't go it alone. Talk with your doctor if you have concerns. Share this with a friend who might be feeling the same way. And listen to your body. It knows more than we often give it credit for. This is how it begins. Not with a prescription, not with another promise in a bottle, but with one quiet choice made in your kitchen. And from there, the changes can ripple outward in ways you never expected. Now, before we wrap up, there's one final thing I want to leave you with. It's the most important message of all, and it's something too many men don't hear often enough, especially as they get older. Stay with me, because this part might just shift the way you see yourself entirely. 7. Final message from Dr. James. If you take just one thing from everything we've talked about, let it be this. You are not past your prime. You are not too old, too late, or too far gone. The decline you may have felt creeping in over the years isn't permanent. It's not a sign that your best days are behind you. It's a signal. Your body asking for support, not surrender. We've talked about how circulation quietly fades as we age, how nitric oxide production slows down, and how that single change can affect everything from energy to clarity to connection. We've explored how a simple, familiar ingredient, like baking soda used correctly, can help rebalance your system, support your blood vessels, and restore something many men fear they've lost for good. You've heard real stories, honest ones from men just like you, and you've seen that this isn't about chasing youth. It's about reclaiming vitality, showing up fully, feeling strong and present in your life, in your body, in your relationships. I've spent over 30 years sitting across from men who just wanted to feel like themselves again. And I can tell you, age is not your enemy. Disconnection is. And the moment you begin to care for your body with intention, even in small ways, you begin to change your story. So if your mornings have felt slow, if your confidence has slipped, if you've been quietly wondering if this is just how it ends, know that it doesn't have to. You now have a starting point. One small glass a few mornings a week, and a mindset that says, I'm not done. I'm not fading. I'm choosing to take care of myself again. And if you ever doubt that choice, let me remind you there's a reason you're still here, still listening, still searching. That reason is your next chapter, and it's worth every step you take to claim it. If this message meant something to you, if it gave you clarity, hope, or even just a moment to breathe and think differently about your health, I'd be truly grateful if you'd take a second to show your support. Just click the like button so I know this is reaching the people who need it. It may seem small, but it helps more than you know. And if you know a friend, a brother, a neighbor, someone quietly struggling with energy, confidence, or connection, don't keep this to yourself. Share it with them. We don't talk about these things enough, and a simple video could be the nudge they've been waiting for. I'd also love to hear from you directly. Leave a comment below. Tell me what stood out to you most, or where you are in your own journey. Whether you're just starting to take your health seriously again, or you've been trying everything with little progress, your story matters, and your voice might encourage someone else to take that first step. This is how we grow together. One choice, one conversation, one day at a time. So, like, share, and comment below. And thank you for spending this time with me. You're not alone, and you're not done, not by a long shot.